In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on November 16, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Michigan versus Pittsburgh. The 2-0 Michigan Wolverines will take to the road for the first time this season when they travel to Brooklyn to take on the Pitt Panthers on Wednesday night in the first round of the Legends Classic. Michigan has won each of their first 2 home games this season, but will now get their first crack at a Power 5 conference team. Pittsburgh comes into this matchup at 1-1 following a blowout loss to West Virginia in the backyard brawl on Friday night. Michigan is 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 games following a win, and 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 Wednesday games, while the over is 8-2 in their last 10 games following an against the spread loss. Pitt is 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 games following an against the spread loss, and 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games overall, while the over is 6-2 in their last 8 neutral site games. While Hugley IV should make his return in this game, the Panthers look to be highly overmatched against the Wolverines. Dickinson should take advantage of a Pittsburgh interior that was dominated by West Virginia in their second game. The West Virginia game also brought back ugly memories from last year, with the Panthers' inability to score from the perimeter. Even in the opener, the Panthers managed 11 3-point field goals but had to take 41 shots to get there. Michigan is not particularly adept from long range either, but they play at a quicker pace and should be able to control the rebounds in this matchup. Hugley will be making his debut, but I don't expect him to be in top form coming off an injury. I get the case to be made for an underdog like Pitt if they were at home, but they aren't for this game, and Pitt just has a massive size disadvantage with Hunter Dickinson on the other side for Michigan. I just think this ends up being all Michigan as the Wolverines dominate the inside. So the Michigan Wolverines to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Wolverines have an experienced backcourt led by Yalen Llewellyn, a transfer grad student out of Princeton. He will help dictate pace and move the ball and keep the Wolverines playing this one in the 80s, as they have in their first 2 games. Pittsburgh will likely have difficulty facing the first team they've faced this season that plays at this kind of pace. While neither team will draw memories of Gonzaga with their level of offensive efficiency, pace alone will push this game's score past the total. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Iowa versus Seton Hall. This Wednesday, the Iowa Hawkeyes will travel to Newark to take on the Seton Hall Pirates. Tip-off will be inside the Prudential Center. Both of these teams are still unbeaten, as I am expecting a battle in this one. The last time these 2 teams matched up, Seton Hall walked away with a 91-83 win. The Iowa Hawkeyes are coming into this one after taking down the North Carolina Aggies 112-71. The Hawkeyes were feeling it on both ends of the court, as they will need to carry that momentum over into this game if they want to challenge the Pirates on the road. The Seton Hall Pirates are entering this matchup after defeating St. Peter's 80-44. The Pirates dominated that game throughout, as their defense was incredible. They will need to continue locking up on that end of the court if they want to take down the Hawkeyes at home. Iowa is 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 road games and 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 road games against a team with a winning home record, while the over is 8-1 in their last 9 games after scoring 100 points or more in the previous game. Seton Hall is 3-10 against the spread in their last 13 home games and 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 games against a team with a winning record, while the under is 10-1 in their last 11 home games. This will be Iowa's first road game, and the Hawkeyes are now without 2 key players from previous team in Murray and Bohannon, but Seton Hall is replacing both important contributors from last year and also their head coach Kevin Willard, who was successful with the Pirates. Seton Hall will have both a new system and new players, while Iowa's longtime coach McCaffrey has been running the Iowa program for over a decade. The Hawkeyes have more continuity here with their players and their coach. Iowa should be better prepared for this game early in the season, so the Iowa Hawkeyes to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Iowa has always been an up-tempo team under McCaffrey, and the Hawkeyes are likely push the tempo again in this game. Seton Hall scored 79 and 80 points in their first 2 games against weaker competition. but the Pirates are also a team that is comfortable playing more pace. This should be a game with more than average tempo. Iowa has never been a top defensive team under McCaffrey, and the Hawkeyes' issues on that end of the floor have cost this team an important conference and tournament games. Seton is replacing their coach and a lot of key contributors from last year. The Pirates will also likely have issues on defensive end of the floor as the team learns a new system. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Gonzaga versus Texas. The number 2 ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs, fresh off a come-from-behind win over Michigan State, traveled to Texas to take on the undefeated Longhorns on Wednesday night. Gonzaga pulled out a thrilling win over the Spartans on board the Abraham Lincoln on Friday night in the Armed Forces Classic. The 14th ranked Longhorns are also 2-0 on the season, but this will be their first real test of the young season. The Bulldogs are 8-2-1 against the spread in their last 11 road games and 1-6-1 against the spread in their last 8 games overall. The Longhorns are 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 home games and 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games overall. The over is 8-2 in Bulldogs' last 10 Wednesday games. The under is 3-1 in Longhorns' last 5 home games. The Longhorns brought in an extremely talented recruiting class with Mitchell and Arterio Morris that mixes perfectly with the upperclassmen talent they have. Hunter, Marcus Carr, and Timmy Allen are among the more experienced players that are carrying the offense. Texas dominates because of their impeccable defense, and I think that force will slow down Gonzaga's tempo. With the speed and athletic ability of the Longhorns' defense, Gonzaga will need its offense to be playing their best, and I don't see that happening very easily. The Bulldogs will need to figure out how to run the ball past the Longhorns, but they lack speed compared to Texas. This may be the only time this season you're going to get the Gonzaga Bulldogs in the underdog role, so I can see why you'd want to take advantage of it. However, Gonzaga's showing against Michigan State raises some red flags, and this matchup is even tougher given the talent of Texas and it taking place in Austin. The energy is going to be off the charts. Gonzaga isn't put in these spots often. The defense for Texas has been elite. Texas is giving up 44 points per game, and Gonzaga only scored 64 points in their last game. This Gonzaga team is still very good, but they aren't as good on offense as last year. I'll give the edge to Texas because of home court, so the Texas Longhorns to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. This will be an incredibly competitive matchup with the two different playstyles of these teams. Texas is known for its elite defense and slower tempo play, while Gonzaga is known for starting out fast-paced and bumping it up from there. Texas isn't a team that will shoot from deep, but they do play in the paint and drive to the basket, and they have done that easily this season. With the Longhorns' speed, I expect them to score a decent amount of baskets in short periods of time. Gonzaga has a fast-paced offense that doesn't shoot very much from deep, considering they have Tim in the paint ready to show off his footwork and drive to the hoop. Texas is going to use its speed and athleticism as a weapon, while Gonzaga will use its height and tempo to counter. This will be a high-scoring affair. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.